Hey guys, Ritz Blues here, starting another Let's Play. This time, Skyblazer. This is a little known gem. Here's the intro. I am Raglan, Lord of Darkness, King of Destruction. Ashura, Lord of War. Summon your warlords, conquer the overworld, restore my glory. And that's it. That's the intro. So yeah, Skyblazer, that's what we're going to play. So, this game is a little known gem on Super Nintendo. You play as this very Goku-esque looking character, only it's a little more armored than that, named Sky. And it's kind of a RPG-ish beat-em-up type game. You've got a health system, you've got a mana system. The enemies can be defeated by beating them up, or you can use certain special attacks, like up above I have my fireball spell, 8 rounds of that. And I'll get more spells as I go on. Oh, look, it's Ashura. We're already at the end of the game. I told you it was a little known gem. Alright. Wow, that was a short game. Well, alright guys. Thanks for watching. I'm kidding. Somehow we magically wind up inside of some old man's house. Who has elf ears? Anyway. Whoa, creepy wily mouth. So, yeah, back on our feet again. So, essentially, this game suggests that we are the blood of the Sky Lord, which means we have great potential. But right now, we're still a pathetic little whelp who has not nearly enough strength to win the fight on her own. Anyway, so this game has a password system, and again, a creepy looking Dr. Wily guy. But we won't be needing that, because this is a fairly short game if you know what you're doing. So we have a Mario World overworld that automatically enters the next level, Faltine's Woods. So this is a game that I've played growing up, and I remember playing it quite a bit, getting pretty far in it, but I was never able to beat it. I seem to remember getting to Ashura, at least, at the very end, and not being able to beat him or something. So, some of the enemies, we've got these weird looking little flower eyes that like to shimmy in the trees. And then there's the green creepy eyes and 1-ups. Oh yes, this game hands out 1-ups like they're candy. I mean, I'm already 2 gems away from a 1-up. Bam. So yeah, there really is no, challenge to this game per se. Not to mention that all the items that you run into in this game can easily respawn. So here we are, the Temple and Furnace. Every so often we'll come across a temple in this game that can unlock a new part of Sky's potential. Anyway, Sky's got 2 primary attacks. He's got the ability to punch and then kick, or he could just jump kick. The kick has a little white energy beam around it, which makes everything a little more powerful, and it's the ideal attack to use. So, if in doubt, jump kick. But you can always use your fireball attack to hit things that are too far away. And they give mana back pretty readily in this game, except during boss fights. And most things don't last very long against your special attacks. In addition to our traditional attacks, we've also got the ability to cling to walls, which is one of the primary mechanics of this game. For example, if I wanted to get that gem below, I could use a wall climb. But since I said before that they hand out 1-ups in this game like they're candy, there's almost no point in doing it. So those little wheel masks are invulnerable, and they just serve to do what similar enemies in platformers do, which is be annoying and knock you off of platforms. Now, unlike Mega Man games, the flames and spikes do not instantly kill you. So, we got that going for us, at least. Oh. The green potions recover health, which is why I didn't take any damage from that. But I did take some from that bomb there. Whoops. That spell really is pretty powerful. Whoops. Oh well. And here we are. The first boss. It's a genie. He shoots fireballs that you can knock back, and then he pops back in his lamp, and that's when you can hurt him. Other than that, pretty straightforward fight. He pretty much can't hurt you as long as you keep hitting him before he gets anywhere near you. Also, for whatever reason, whenever you hit him, it sounds like a very angry dog bark or something every time you hit him. It doesn't matter which boss you're fighting though, they all sound exactly the same when you hit them. So that's it, first boss down. And just like in Mega Man games, when you beat a boss, you get a power. Not necessarily its power, because this guy wasn't exactly dashing around the room. So now I've got 2 spells, the Fireball and the Comet Dash. Moving on to the Cliffs of Peril. The Cliffs of Insanity! Nope, just Peril. This is one of 2 levels in the entire game where Sky gets wings for some reason that he can only use in those levels and not the rest of the game. I don't know why, because there are towers and other areas where having the ability to fly would be kinda nice, but I digress. While in flight form, we can fly around the screen any way we want. We push the jump button to go up, and every time we punch, our first punch will throw a fireball out, and then the others are just normal punches. But the fireball will instantly pretty much vaporize anything that it comes into contact with, making it ideal for clearing areas. Ideal. Absolutely ideal. So, if you're pretty good at being offensive in this game, it's pretty easy to bull rush your way through whatever you're fighting. So here's the first tower of the game, the Tower of the Terralisk. I don't know what a Terralisk is, but this is one of the more interesting levels. We've got this nice Mode 7 tower, kind of reminds me of Battletoads. And it gives us a great opportunity to try out our new power, the Comet Dash. It takes 2 units of magic, and you dash across the room, which will be absolutely critical for our ability to complete this level. It's one of the few levels that actually put skill use in the level design and made good use of it. So you remember how I said you could practically farm? Well, you can. If I wanted to, I could kill this guy over and over again and farm up the magic. And I'm gonna do just that, just enough to refill my magic meter, because I don't want to futz with it later on and have to worry about how much magic I'm gonna have. Now this game does make good use of annoying spike platforms. Now the spikes don't kill you, but they're placed at just the right time to make it kind of tricky to avoid. And more likely that you'll hit a pit than you will to outright die from touching them. Can't quite reach that. Now I got it. Alright, so this is a great place to start using the fireball spell, since it pierces through the stone a little bit. You can just use it to clear out the space and jump right over. In addition, we can always farm these little eyes to get more potions or health or whatever we want. Eventually, I guess it does run out, though. Oh well. Oh, there we go. Plenty of mana now. Now, unfortunately, there is one thing that is the same about Mega Man games, and that is getting crushed will kill you. So don't get crushed. So here we have our new enemy types. Some little winged demons that are really meant to knock you out platforms or shoot fireballs at you. Now this is one of the few points where you have to have the Comet Dash. Well, I suppose you could do some really slick jumping to get over there, but the Comet Dash makes it manageable. Alright, we'll come back to that funny looking platform in just a moment. Just want to show you off another cool little farming point. So that actually has a 1-up in it. So if I wanted to, I could sit here on this one level and farm 1-ups until my face turns blue. So that little platform, when it switched from red to blue, popped out the classic Mega Man disappearing, reappearing platforms, which are annoying in Mega Man and Skyblazer because you have to jump as fast as you can to get across them. Any slower and you drop down and have to do it again. And now for my probably favorite and yet least favorite part of the tower, the sliding walls. It's a really tricky part because, you know, on the one hand you get the really cool mechanics of wall clinging and wall climbing, and it makes very good use of that. But on the other hand, instant death really sucks. That's probably the trickiest jump right there. Whoops. There we go, hardest part over. And now we're at the boss fight. So this boss has a pretty simple pattern, but has a little twist thanks to Mode 7. Every time you hit it, it gets a little bigger. So it'll roll around the room clockwise, and then once it arrives in the bottom right corner, it'll open its eyelid, shoot a fireball, and then if you hit it, it gets bigger. Eventually it gets so big you can't jump over it, and so you have to Comet Dash across it. And then it gets so big that you can just hide in the corner. Otherwise, this is a pretty straightforward fight. When he gets to the point where he can't even grow any further, you know he's on his last hit. Like this one. Pretty easy. Tricky if you don't know it, but if you've played it enough, it's pretty straightforward. And there it is, the best spell in the game, heal. Alright, so we're at the gateway to the Eastern Plains. So we finished up the first island and we're getting ready to move on to the Eastern Plains. We gotta be cocky to this old man who cheers us on. And every time you make it to a new temple, Well, almost every time. But first we have to make it there. So here we have our little Mode 7 flying game, and again, 1-ups appear like candy. The controls are really slippery for this, and I'm glad I don't have to do something like collecting, oh, I don't know, rings to get Chaos Emeralds, because I'd probably go crazy. But yeah, it gives you an opportunity to get more lives than you will ever need for the entire game every time you go to a new continent. The patterns are simple enough, it's just actually executing it properly that's kind of tricky. Here's that wonderful part where we're gonna hit bombs every single time. That's okay though, luckily we don't have to make it all the way, because we'll make it there no matter what. So here we are, the Eastern Continent. So, according to this old man, we need 4 minor powers before we can get the ultimate power of the Fiery Phoenix. And we really do need the Fiery Phoenix for one scripted part of the game. Every time he hits us with that Mystic Force, we get another hit point, so now we're up to a maximum of 6. So let's go ahead and start exploring the Eastern Continent. So this is the first part of the game where we have the opportunity to move around to different areas. We've got 3 different areas we can go to right now, and I like to just start on the far east and work our way to the west. So here is the Petrolith Castle. And it's the obligatory ice stage. And the ice is a little bit slippery. However, the ice blocks are even more slippery, and apparently instantly melt when they hit the spikes. Oops. So, yep, you gotta be real careful not to go too far too fast here, because the spikes will get you. Luckily, I've already got the best spell, so... So one of the themes that seems to be a running, I guess running gag of this game, not really a gag, an overall theme, is, you know, representative versions of, I presume it to be Hindu gods? Not really sure. There is certainly that suggested type of theme behind it. So you got these little punk yetis and these annoying cats to deal with. I find the cats are a little better to deal with just avoiding them rather than fighting them, especially since they hit like a truck. Best to just fake them out and then jump over them. Alright, moving on. Another lovely, lovely area of crushing death. This one is probably the second most difficult one in the game. Luckily, it's not too bad. Most of the enemies don't sit there and fireball spam you. They'll actually approach you and let you hit them. Gotta watch out for the spikes, though. Tricky stuff. Whoops. I forgot, some enemies do need to be hit more than once. Punches are half as strong as kicks. Alright. So here's another interesting boss fight. This boss has only one attack, and if it hits you, it will kill you. That attack is to turn around and crush you with the wall. It's got a face inside of its face, which is just weird to describe, and it's got 2 eyes. You can hit all 3 of those points, the left eye, the right eye, and the forehead, each time it turns around. and it randomly decides whether or not the hole is going to appear at the very top, the middle, or the bottom. Oh yeah, and it gets faster every single time. Other than that, pretty straightforward fight. Whoop, almost died there. And there we go. Ugly. Nasty bloody sockets. For defeating him, we get Starfire, which really only has one use in the game. Well, okay, it's got two uses. One is wasting mana, and the other is the use I'll show you later. So, here's the Falls of Torment. This level has amazing music. I love the bells. Ugh. Really? That was not impressive in the slightest. Anyway, if you fall in the water, these stupid little fish will swarm you. But you can pretty much avoid everything because you swim just as fast as they do. Yeesh. Alright. Let's try that again a little better this time, Alright. So here's the layer of Carrion, which is the obligatory water level. Yay! Say it with me now, guys. Yay! You can already tell by the tone of my voice, this place, not fun. Good music, bad level. There's water everywhere. There's annoying enemies, but the worst of it is that the water flows in one direction pretty much everywhere you go. And some of them require you hitting switches that can only be hit through using your spells. But you can dash through and move against the current if you really want to. The key here is to not panic, take your time, learn the levels, sometimes use the walls to abuse that, and go against the flow. Find shortcuts. And just be patient, because it's not like you can drown. I like those little bubble dragons that look like they belong in Castlevania. Anyway, multiple paths that you can take. Nice little one up there, which leads us back here, which I don't want to go this way. Really? Great. Oh well. Alright. Which means... Got it. Got the switch. Here's the new path. Alright, so when we get to this very thin-looking water, it's neutral flow. Alright. Don't really need that stuff up there, so we'll go ahead and head this way. And see what's up here. More magic. The nice thing is I can pop back in there again if I ever need more mana every time I come through. So this is the final labyrinth, if you will, of this stage. It's huge, it's interconnected, and every time you hit a switch, all the little alternate water paths switch directions. But only one of them will lead you where you need to go. So a lot of it is hit the switch, make a loop, hit the switch, and so on. Accidentally flipped it the wrong way. Alright, so we'll go down. Another thing that I find very helpful here is to use the dash. really very useful trick. So that's the entrance to the boss there. All I have to do is figure out how to get to it. Can't just wall cling it. That's no good. But maybe if I can reverse a switch. Ah, there we go. That should do it. Alright. Boss room. Now this is the only time in the entire game that this spell is useful. Oops. Wow, that's very not good. Because I, didn't kill them all. Luckily, I know an alternate way that will keep me from dying, hopefully. If I don't screw this up too much. Get them all herded together. And then abuse the level design to get them stuck. So once you get them stuck like that, the rest of this fight is a pretty simple process. Okay. Get them a little further over there. Move away from the fishies. Okay. Come here, boys. Ha! Now I can kill 2 of these things without worrying about them. Yep. Gotta exploit the AI to make this easier. Pretty much the only way to do this fight without really screwing it up. If I had a full mana bar and hadn't messed it up at the beginning, using Star Power would have probably been the best route. Go away! Alright, now they're all done, so I can just focus on this one guy. Ta 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 ta, fight over. Now I can stand on nothing. For our trouble, we gain time stop, which is useless. Moving on, we go to the Sand Rivers of Shirol, which also has great music. Mostly because it's exactly the same as the last river music. This level is awesome in design. It's a sand waterfall. It's got annoying little face platforms that want to spike you. It pretty much requires focus and timing to complete safely. Alright. Watch out for the spikes. Whew! Crap! I'm gonna die. So yeah, you get the classic Street Fighter KO sound every time you die. Darn, I lost 1 life. I've only got 21 left, guys. I hope I can make it. Double kicking is a lot easier for killing those guys than actually trying to combo them. They have a nasty flamethrower that... Oh, shoot. That can track just a little bit. Whoops. Made a leap of faith for no good reason. Alright, 20 lives. Maybe I will get a game over at this rate. Nah. What you guys don't know is that I did that on purpose because I love this stage. Yes. Totally. That's the exact reason. That's something else that it reminds me. Every time Sky jumps and kicks, reminds me of what I always say when I think of this game. Do-da, ha-ha-ka. Almost made the same mistake on the third one there. Got it. Okay. Buy some time. There we go. All done. Okay, so now we get another choice. Top route or bottom route. The top route's a dead end, so I'll go ahead and do it first. The Gateway of Eternal Storms. Now, for whatever reason, every time I play this level, I think about the song that I used to listen to when I was a kid, which is Slime Creatures from Outer Space, written by Weird Al Yankovic. Pretty obscure, I know. Well, got one of those lives back. Got another life back. There we go. Whoops. Wow. I am, not doing so hot here, guys. There we go. Should set the top guy free next time he pops loose. Whoa! Double whoa. It's a waste of a health up. Yep. Weird crystal blocks there. But once we let them free, we can continue to pop on through here. Every time you kill those weird purple-robed guys, their head pops off and turns into a spider demon. Nice and freaky. Apparently he had an eyeball in his mouth or something? I don't know. And I have no idea what's up with the turtle cannons. But that's pretty much it for that level. Tedious, but not too difficult. The Storm Fortress of Kalar. This place is pretty cool, and you'll see why right about now. Pretty good music, but the mechanics are a lot of fun. For a game called Skyblazer, this is pretty much one of the only stages that actually feels like, you know, you're actually hanging out in the sky and doing cool stuff in the sky. Yeah. A lot of leap of faith stuff here. See a couple new enemies, little bats, but they're all pretty much the same kind of enemies. They're either gonna have a certain type of flight pattern, and occasionally, whoops, that didn't go so hot. Pretty much will either keep to their patterns or they'll shoot at you. Gotta be careful with some of these little air jets though, because if you go too fast in the downward direction, you will fly off of the screen. But if you can get to the little gates there, it's not too bad. Alright, flying scarecrow ghosts. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed these guys, but there's flying scarecrow ghosts here. I don't know how else to describe them other than that. Or those annoying little dragons. But for the most part, any enemy you encounter, as long as it's not shooting some sort of fireball at you, as long as you can get a kick or two in before it touches you, pretty straightforward, easy to deal with. Boss fight. Little cat ninja ghost thing. Whoops. That went over poorly. So this fight, yeah, he'll split into 3 ghosts. And yeah, all of them will try and attack you from different angles and throw tornadoes at you, and yeah. Pretty much the best way to handle it is to pick a spot, throw some punches, and then once they get to throwing tornadoes, woo! Be ready to dodge. Their tornadoes apparently don't actually damage you. They do, however, knock you back, which can kill you pretty quick. I gotta admit, this is the most trouble I've had here. Ah, really? This is really the most difficulty I've ever had with this guy. Yeah, take it. Got it. This is one of the only fights that, honestly, you just want to beat the crap out of him and hope you win. There's another power that you'll never see me use, which is Lightning Strike. So, we've gotten Time Stop, we've gotten Starfire, and we've gotten Lightning Strike. There's only one more power to get. So now we're in Fortress Sheerol. And this is the second and last time you'll ever see me wear the cool spike butterfly wing glider, I guess? I don't know. It's kind of a glider. Except I can gain altitude anytime I want. Alright. Whoop. So, 2 different methods, top route, bottom route. I picked the one without the one up again. Ornate little turtle cannons, aren't they? Apparently there's no explosives in those balls, though. They just sort of shatter and crumble on the ground. Whoa. Boom! Alright. Precision flying. Yeah, totally precision there. You didn't see that. Alright, one more place to go. The Caverns of Sheerol. Pretty epic sounding music. And this can be a particularly difficult level because there's lava pretty much everywhere. There's annoying things that shoot fireballs at you pretty much everywhere. The jumps are tricky. I don't know. The enemies always respawn. The game lags for no good reason. And then there's some weird metal creatures that run on the wires and try and bite you. I don't know. Weird stage. But epic sounding nonetheless. Not too difficult though. Flamethrower skulls. throwing flames that cannot reach you. Whoops. Got it. Aren't you glad lava doesn't instantly kill you like it does in real life? Ah, yes, the whiz robes. Well, they're not really whiz robes, but that's what they remind me of. They teleport, they throw fireballs. All that's missing is that annoying little sound they make. Yep, they can shoot magic balls at me, and I can deflect it with my bare hand. Let's just rocket jump across that there. Boing! Especially since I can get all that mana back. Still be looking pretty good here. Whoop! It's kind of a mean thing to do. Oh well. To the boss! What the heck is that? It's like an elephant with a snake for a head. Alright, so we're back. Had a little technical difficulty there. This is the weird looking enemy that was so weird that it decided to completely freeze my game. Anyway, so this is an elephant with a snake for a trunk, who will easily be defeated if you stay just a few steps ahead of it and punch it in the trunk? Face? I don't know. Before it lands. And if you don't, it'll spit apple things at you. Very angry, demonic apples. Yeah, I don't know either, guys. Potentially a difficult boss if you don't know the pattern or how to exploit him. Fighting him kind of reminds me of, what is it? Chill Buffalo or Frost Buffalo? Something like that from the Mega Man X series. But we get Warrior Force, which would be kind of cool if it weren't for the fact that we already had heal powers. Alright, so that was a nice, long, kind of weird episode, but we are at the next shrine, the Weeping Willow, or Weeping Widow? Not sure which. So we've gotten the 4 powers on the Eastern Continent. Now it's time to go after the 5th and final one. The power of the Phoenix, which is for some reason held by the Great Dragon. We've got to find the answer within. Alright, oh, we're a warrior now. Oh, nice. And thanks to our Mystic Force, we get another hit point. Alright, welcome to the Lost Woods. I mean Dragon Hill Forest. So right off the bat, they throw a bunch of enemies right in your face. But a lot of this reminds me of the very first stage in the game. You're climbing trees, you're kicking plant monsters out of them, except the difference is now there are weird little knot holes in the trees. This is a dual-sided forest that has one type of enemy at the beginning and another type on the other side. Anyway, if you don't know where to go, you'll wind up going in lots and lots of little circles until you eventually die. Luckily, I shouldn't have too much difficulty finding the exit. But maybe I will, who knows. The exit I'm looking for, though, is in a special little spot. Where is it? Whoop! Oops. Botched that landing. Apparently, though, it was nice enough to bring me back to that little hole there. Oh, where is it? Where's that passage I'm looking for? Ah, here it is. Down below here. A hidden knothole. Which leads up here to another little side path. And then if we take the other exit out of here... Not the one that they gave us, but... No! Ha! No! Oh well, let's just heal it back. Up there. That's the way out. As indicated by the nice little arrow that leads to a flagpole that gets us a secret exit entrance. Exit. Yeah, secret exit. Well, actually, there is no flagpole. Alright. Tower number 2. This one's great. So this is one of the first you could sort of consider to be almost like a Wily stage. They've got very difficult enemies to deal with here. These Bronze Knights in particular are pretty dangerous. Oh, come on, I know there's a way up there. Oh well, I'll take it the traditional route. Got it. Alright. More of these Bronze Knights to basically jump over because fighting them is very difficult and kind of pointless. Alright. Tricky stuff here. Just gotta watch your platforming. Some nice little cantilevered flying buttress style landings. Just avoiding the absolute crap out of those bronze enemies. I can fly, 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 fly. Yes, that's right. If you hold onto the wall for dear life, odds are you will catch it. Moving on. My least favorite crushers in the game because of those little gray tarball monsters. They are particularly annoying. Mostly because, well, they shoot fireballs at you instead of above themselves, and so you gotta really watch it because they may knock you back and get you crushed if you don't know what you're doing. Like that. Or like that. There we go. I'll go ahead and heal up just so I can get that mana back to full health again. Alright. Now, as much as I hate crushing ceiling tropes in video games, this is not the worst one to deal with. One of the later Mega Man X games for PS2, either 5 or 6, I don't remember which one, had a, it was a junk hammerhead, I believe, who would, whose pretty much entire stage was a giant trash compactor. And because of that, you would constantly have to be stopping and dealing with enemies and spikes at the same time. But unlike Skyblazer, those spikes will insta-kill you. Alright, time to give my best Indiana Jones impression. Don't need the health. Sweet. Alright. A decent time to use Hero Force, considering that these guys will beat the crap out of you if you don't. It's kind of a mean trick. And then this part is just, well, another level of mean. You have to go down, and you have no idea where you should be jumping. So it's just kind of a leap of faith. And then I get a little water temple treatment. Isn't that nice? Complete with annoying enemies. Not worth it. I didn't even have mana anyway. I could cry, because I can't reach any of that stuff. Alright. Ah, rats! That's the tricky thing about those guys, is they take 2 kicks to kill, and all the platforms will disappear. Whoops. Luckily I've got my mana back, so I can kind of abuse that a little bit. And only fight what's necessary. Alright. Buttress jumps with spike balls. Probably a good time to use Hero Force. Or good timing. Ah! Haha! Boss time, and I have no mana. So the boss is a dragon who shoots a fireball at you. And then flies up. And then does it again. And again. Whoops. Probably better to stand on the high ground, jump down, hit the orb, jump over, jump back, and hit the orb again. This guy's got a ton of hit points though, so it takes a little while to actually finish up the fight. But he's not too terribly difficult once you get the pattern down. Drop back, hit the orb, jump back, dodge the flame, hit the orb, hit the orb, hit the orb. Just sort of working your hits whenever you can. Pretty simple. The most dangerous part of this fight is falling off when you get hit by a fireball or something. For that, we get the most expensive spell in the game, the Fiery Phoenix. Now note I said expensive, but not necessarily useless. It actually serves one purpose, which we'll see soon. So here we go, the Shrine of Destiny. We've done it alright. Nothing left to learn from Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, no turning back. Time to move on to the final continent. Which means we gotta use this nice Mode 7 level design one more time, this time at sunset. Except it's the exact same pattern as it was the last time. Alright. The biggest problem is that there is no way to get Sky to stop moving. Once he starts moving in a direction, all you can do is spiral. Well, I did a little better that time, but only a little. Of course, we've now got a whopping 31 lives to spend. Time for our last bit of... Wait, what? No mystic power? Nothing? That's not very nice. Alright, Raglan Citadel. Time for Wily Stage 1. Nothing like a vertical ascent to get your blood pumping. This is one of those examples where being patient has its virtues. Mostly because you've got all these little falling columns to deal with. And trying to get above them before they fall can be tricky. But it's nothing a little bit of practice with other platforming games can't help. So there we go. We're in the castle now. Time for the obligatory boss repeat fights. This time with really kind of groovy remix music here. I don't know if it's really a remix, but it's certainly groovy. Unified boss music. Same tricks that worked the first time, worked the second time. Ah! Except this time I got hit. I was not expecting that. Which also means the same boss fight advantages and disadvantages will apply. Pretty straightforward first boss fight. Didn't mean to get hit, but it's not too bad. Unfortunately, they take away all of the difficulty of it by giving you tons of gems and a full mana bar before every single fight. But now I've got an even longer life bar, and I already know all the patterns. So there's really no challenge to this other than, well, not screwing up. And remembering to set your spells, at least the critical ones that you'll need, before each fight. That's what I get for showing off the music beat. Moving on. Look! Another one of these rooms. Completely recycled. Moving on to the ice wall. Not much to say here, folks. Pretty much the same thing all over again. Now, unlike other RPGs, the main character's only strength is in getting his spells and getting more health bars. But other than that, the bosses still take exactly the same number of hits to kill. And have the exact same mechanics. More refills. Now, luckily, we only have to fight a handful of these bosses. And I think I'd rather just exploit the AI again this time than try and... Whoa! Oh crap. Come here. Which egg did you come from? Of course, the top one. Oh, Lord, that's annoying. Oh, crap. Got it. I thought you were gonna pull that crap on me. Ha! Can't get me now. Ta-ta. I'll save your ears. You may want to fast forward through this. It's going to be pretty boring. Yep. Wait for that opportunity. I suppose I could speed it up slightly by using lightning. Ideally, you would use Starfire there, but I just don't trust my aim. And once again, full bar. Grab my heal powers. Alright, elephant snake face guy. Wow, he charged me. How do you keep an elephant snake face from charging? I don't know. Weird AI, I guess? There we go. Now I got the leading edge. Just gotta keep a few steps ahead of him and wait for him to land. And hope he doesn't land on a platform. Whoops. Too close. The heal spell only recovers 4 units, so using it at that point was probably a good idea. Nice. Jump kick finish. Alright. That's pretty much it. We don't have to do a repeat of the aerial fight. So that's nice. We can go straight to fighting Ashura. Nope, you'll not make the same error twice. Ooh, tough words, Sky. So this was one of the fights that I could never beat. But luckily, it's not too terribly difficult if you come prepared with the Phoenix, Ashura's weakness. Oh crap. Alright, we did it! We beat Ashura! Alright. That's a load off. Kinda creepy that he left his head behind though. Alright. I am a sorcerer, huh. Old man, don't celebrate, but he's dead. Whoa. Surprise. Raglan, my master, I call upon you, O Lord of Darkness. I surrender my power so that you may destroy our enemies. And then he flies away. Ooh, it's Raglan, the Lord of Darkness and King of Destruction. He has the power to bring all darkness and death. Yes, protect her until her magic returns. I'm sure this will be just like Legend of Zelda, where she has to win the fight, right? She's useful. We just need her to distract Raglan. I'm sure this will go well. So this is it, guys. The final boss fight. Who's Raglan, the incredible fist bumper. Come on, buddy, don't leave me hanging. That's pretty much the way the fight's gonna go. Fist bump opportunity, run, dodge, run, dodge. Whoops. Too many fist bumps. But at least we got full health now. And now I can heal in between shots. This should go fairly well this time. Come on, bro. Don't leave me hanging. The biggest advantage to this fight is knowing that occasionally the fist will retract, but even if it doesn't, this little blind spot in the corner is exactly what you need to avoid the fireball. And to mix it up, Raglan changes the total number of times he'll pump his fist before stopping. So there's 1, 2, 3, Oops. 2, 3, 4. And of course, you do enough damage to him. Little parts of his face break off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh, his eyes are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One. Oh, forget it. Bull rush. That's the end. And for defeating Raglan, we turn into a phoenix and fly away. Where did he go? Heroes do not die so easily. Ooh, wait. Reward? The other heroes in games don't get rewards. Sky's the one who runs away. Of course. No, we're a noble hero. We would never want a reward for all that hard work. Yes. Fired by adventure and tempered by destiny. So that's it, guys. That's Skyblazer in its full duration. Except for the ridiculously long credits. My lord, these things are really, really long. So I got to come up with all kinds of creative content to share with you guys. Or I could just make fun of the credits as we watch Sky fly forever across a massive world that's only really 3 continents long. Yeah, that's nostalgia for you, you know? I remember this game feeling a lot longer than it really is, but I think a lot of that was just being young and being a noob and not being able to handle the levels very well and not knowing all the patterns and tricks and managing mana and all that. The game still holds up pretty well. It's pretty fun. Not as fun as, say, Mega Man X or, oh, I don't know, or Super Nintendo era Final Fantasy game, but it's definitely a pretty good game. It makes decent use of Mode 7 and the pseudo 3D effects. So I'm hoping I might be able to find a few more obscure gems to share with you guys, but I may just bite the bullet and go back to more mainstream, modern, 3D graphics requiring kind of games. I'm still working on Secret of Mana with Zimbar, and still working on the Stanley Parable. To be honest, I shot this whole Let's Play in one night, start to finish. Well, I mean, technically we're still shooting it, even though it's over, but... Anyway. Now, I know I've seen that island once or twice before. We're definitely flying in circles. And I recall this spell only lasting maybe 8 seconds. Certainly not several minutes. Olaf Olafsson. A name so nice he said it twice. Ooh, special thanks. You know you're getting close to the end of the credits when the special thanks pops up. So, when I bring up Skyblazer, a lot of the times I have to reiterate that it's not Soulblazer, it's Skyblazer. Although I have played Soulblazer a tiny bit, and I don't think I ever finished it. But there's a huge difference between the two games, and when I think of the Blazer games, I think of Skyblazer. Of course, the two games are not in all related, it's just they have Blazer in the name. Speaking of Soulblazer, though, I'm thinking about maybe doing an LP of a spiritual successor to Soulblazer, The Illusion of Gaia. Or not, we'll see. Time will tell. And there we are, folks. That's the end, our reward. No cool picture of Sky standing next to the sorceress and the old man. Nope. We got a plain white screen with the words, "The End." Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all next time.